Hey Libras, welcome to Tarot and Heal. Welcome to the place where we tarot and heal our way to self-love and unity consciousness. I hope all is well. I'm going to speak a little bit low because I'm recording at night. So, welcome to your April reading. I come to you, humbly God, thanking you for your divine guidance, providing messages of divine light, divine love, in accordance with your divine will. What is it that the Libra Collective needs to know? Thank you. Face your adversities. Accept what's dying. Reflect on your truth. And what was that one that fell? Oh, face your shadow. I don't think that was a coincidence that was the one that fell down. That was just like, look, I'm not trying to face this. I feel like these two cards are very similar. Facing the shadow part of you that might have gotten, the ways that you might have gotten your own way. Seeing the truth in that and then putting an end to it. All right. The song Victory by Choquette was playing in my head. We had the Ace of Swords coming out. It was at the bottom of the deck along with the Sun card at the bottom of the deck here. I feel like this is a battle of the spirit internally. It's like an internal battle. Battling your inner demons type of thing. This could be you or someone else. All right? Let's see what else is going on. What's going on with Geminis? Oh, why did I say Geminis? Oh, because I meant to do Geminis first and then Libra came out pretty strong. So I was like, okay, let me do Libra. But maybe you guys have Gemini in your chart or you're dealing with a Gemini, whatever the case is. So this reading could pertain to you or could pertain to someone in your life. So just keep that in mind. I do see an energy of overcoming and an energy of victory, all right? This could be the taming of one's emotions. I also felt a lot of spiritual energy around, like a lot of activity. You might have your ancestors or your guides really being hands-on with your healing process, okay? Going through the shadow work, you're not alone in this process. So that needs to be known. But I do see that you're getting help and you will overcome it and you will see the happiness on the other side. So that's amazing. It's just going through the trenches of the shadow, going through the emotional muck. It's not fun, but it has to happen. It's the old you dying off, all right? So with the Seven of Cups coming out, there's like emotional confusion. Emotional confusion here. It's coming out in reverse, so it's like dropping that confusion, and then we have the Queen of Cups coming out. Like being very clear. Now, with that emotional confusion, it might have caused like emotionally confusing situations. I feel like the clarity of your inner desires, the clarity of what makes your heart sing is going to make you move forward with clarity. Now, this could mean like if you had many options, then you know what's the right option. If you had many paths that you wanted to take, whether in love or in a career, you didn't know which way to go. I feel like that type of clarity is going to come through as the other paths are dying off. Okay. This is all the result of shadow work, all right? There's a little bit of resistance in regards to actually working on it, though, it seems. Because of the past. Connections to the past. Why is the Seven of Cups here? All right. Someone's going to realize that they were a little bit shady. And they're going to have to adjust. So we have the King of Wands coming out with the Seven of Cups, right? Let's look more into it before we go there. It's pretty much someone has to put away their old ways. And someone's on a fence of like, should I put away my old ways? Now, they were moving in a way that was less than empowering, all right? Yeah, it wasn't the most mature way of being. Now, this could be like they were being deceptive, or they just weren't in their power, all right? This person was emotionally confused. Yeah, as I mentioned, there's just a lot of emotional confusion, whether this person wasn't in touch with their emotions. But now this person is getting to the stage where they're getting more in touch with their emotions, so they're getting more in line with their actual desires. And then it becomes like, okay, now what? How do I, like, do I really want to put away my old ways? If somebody was being a player, they're realizing why they were a player. And first they're realizing that they are a player, then they're realizing why they were moving that way. And now they have to figure out, do I want to change? It's always a choice. What do I want to do with this information here? So it's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to get in a more emotionally healthy space. All right. And they have a choice whether they want to do that or not. It does seem like there's a little bit of a back and forth energy with this Two of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. And it has to do with the past, the comforts of the past, okay? The comforts of whatever they created by being this King of Wands energy. It's like, I'm used to being this way. Being this way works. Do I really want to change it, or am I going to stifle my emotions? As it. Okay. See, someone might come to terms with what their desires are and then decide, like, well, I'm going to stifle those desires and keep moving how I've been moving, you know? To each his own. All right. Excuse me. Okay. All right, cards. Yeah. Is someone gonna open their heart or not? Someone's realizing how their toxicity was playing a role in how they were moving in the world, how they saw the world. It was pulling the strings behind the scenes for them, okay? And it made them move in a toxic way. It created this cycle of pain. Now, whether someone realizes that this caused a cycle of pain, that's up to them. Because they might just see like, oh yeah, I was being toxic. But they might not realize the consequences of this toxicity. So that if they realize that, they might get out of it. But if they don't realize that the consequences of their toxicity, they might just continue the cycle, not seeing how they play a role, how they are connected. So you have the Three of Pentacles coming out and the Three of Cups, the Page of Wands, Four of Swords. They have to do some soul searching here. We have the King of Cups coming out with the Page of Cups, doing some soul searching to get to an emotionally healthy balance. All right. But that's, once again, that's a decision. It's just an opportunity that's showing itself, and this person may or may not take it. But I feel like there's heavy spiritual guidance trying to push this person into just facing their shadow, beginning this work, and yeah, starting this new chapter for themselves. All right. What's the blockage? Temperance card. Speaking of that divine guidance, right? This is a card of that. Divine intervention. I'm heavily feeling spiritual, like things that happen behind the scenes. This person might be getting signs, you know, just things that they can't really ignore. That's telling them like, hey, wake up, wake up. It's time to reflect on this truth. It's time. It's time. It's time to face this. It's time. Do not ignore this. All right. This situation or this era, this time of you being this way, whatever this way is done. It's time for you to elevate. All right. Someone's getting some major signs. Okay. Whether they choose to see it or not, that's up to them. It's always a choice. If they choose to listen, that's up to them. But there's heavy spiritual, like there's a team. I can't stress that enough. That's really trying to push this person to go into healing. There's some fears about facing the shadow here. So that's, even if someone's seeing all the signs, like it's time for me to change my ways, it's a lot of fear about like really facing how shadowy it can get. Like really admitting to like, oh man, I really screwed up, you know. They don't want to look back at their mistakes. They don't want to look back on how they behaved. They just don't want to face their shadow. Like it's a fear. It's scary. All right. It is scary. It's scary for all of us. What they're failing to see is not that bad. Like once they face it, the level of emotional independence and emotional strength that they're gonna have because they did this work, because they dived down into the depths of their soul and cleaned up the ocean floor of all the crap. Because they cleaned that up, they're gonna be so much better for it. They just don't see the worth in it yet. They're just like, why would I do that? Why would I put myself through that? When I've just been this way all this time. I've been in my shadow energy all this time. That time is done. That chapter is done. And someone's not realizing how being in that shadow energy was creating problems for themselves. Like they were getting in their own way. Because they don't see the effect, they don't see the consequences, so they're also not seeing the worth of clearing that up and no longer being a shadow, being in their shadow. They might not realize how much they might have sabotaged certain situations or destroyed certain situations or whatever. And on the flip side, they're not seeing how healing is going to stop them from sabotaging, and it's going to allow for more of a flow to come in. Yeah, all right. Roll card at the bottom of the deck. They're not seeing the blessings that's coming out of this. This is why they're, I feel like their spirit team is really pushing them, because they're like, look, you don't even know what's on the line right now. Just do this thing. It's scary, whatever. We all have to go through it. If someone knew, and we have the Ace of Pentacles right under that. If someone knew, like, oh, so after this healing, you'll have the career you want, or you get all the money you want, or you'll finally have the love that you want. If this person knew this, they would probably jump to it. But because that's not being shown, they're just being shown, hey, take this step. And they're like, why? It's a leap of faith energy. Like the reward is not being shown, you know. It's definitely being hidden with the Moon card. Oh, the Nine of Cups coming out with that Nine of Pentacles, it just feels like there's major rewards on the other side, and also there's this wish fulfillment that's coming out of this person being more solid. It's a whole new world on the other side of that healing, a whole new life. This person's going to have more knowledge of self because of the healing. That's just what happens. Once you start embracing the shadow and you start integrating it, now you can stand tall with this Nine of Pentacles. This Nine of Pentacles, I look at it as a card of self-actualization. All right, stepping into your fullest potential. This person was using their shadow. They're using their skills, their talents, their gifts in a shadow way. Now they're being taught how to use it in a better way, in a way that's going to bring the life that they desire. So someone's dream life is on the line here, and they just have to go through the muck a little bit. So coming around full circle back to seeing the truth and having victory. There's a victory that comes out of facing this, and there's major happiness with the Sun card that comes out of facing this as well. But that's being hidden with the Moon card and the Magician card in reverse. They're not seeing the level of power. It's like, you think you experience power now with your shadow. Imagine once you incorporate both sides. Imagine what happens when you really have a full sense of yourself. All right. What's the animal spirit? Skunk spirit, know your worth. Porcupine spirit, time for beginner's mind. All right. So this person, knowing that they having this new level of emotional clarity, it's like they're more in touch with their heart's desires, and some might decide to stifle those desires. There's a need to know your worth here. Know that you should go for what your heart desires, right? Also, with this full energy, time for a beginner's mind, with this full energy, whoever this is, they're going to have to move in the world in a different way. With this new heart expansion, with this new level of emotional clarity that comes out of facing the shadow. This person, is going to feel weird for this person to move in this heartfelt way, and be okay with that, you know, like that is what the full energy is. You're not going to know how to navigate, so you're given more. Your cup is a bit more full, so now you have to learn how to walk around with a fuller cup, right? Before, you're used to walking around with an empty cup, so you was just out here splashing all over the place, right? But you weren't really splashing anything. Now you have a full cup. You need to learn how to walk with these full emotions, learn how to navigate the world with these new emotions, all right? And that's just gonna come with its set of experiences, and it's fine. Turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. Take your time, be compassionate with yourself as you navigate these new emotions, all right? If you're already on the other side of this shadow work, then that's good. Now you're just gonna have to see, okay, I'm not used to moving in this very like passionate way, or I'm used to like being a little bit withholding with my energy. Now, how do I love from this place? How do I bond with people in this place? What does intimacy look like with this new love in my heart? You know, peacock spirit, let it shine. All right, moving from this heart space, letting your heart shine. It's beautiful. All right, your romance angels. We have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world, all right? It's time to disconnect. Get in touch. 2222, hey, okay. It's time to get in touch and start doing that shadow work. That's not something that you need to be doing with anybody else. That is you, your higher self, your shadow self, and your spirit team. That's all you need right there, all right? So it's time to get to it if this is you. If you already got on the other side of this, congratulations. Enjoy being victorious and taming your inner demons, your shadow, whatever, all right? Make it work for you. All right, thank you so much. Let me know what you think. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Add me on IG, that's Taryn Hill. If you want a personal reading, check out the info box below. If you want to be an angel donor, check out the Patreon link below. And until we meet again, peace.